everyone, it's Synchro Fanatic here, and today we got some really exciting news about the first pack of Series 13 in the OCG, which is the new series of booster packs. And of course, we can see by the title, it's called Duelist Nexus. And as you've probably seen from the image, this does in fact give us a new set of Yusei themed shooting Quasar cards. So, from what I gathered, from what I've read so far, is that this is supposed to be like his, they've mentioned, I believe, in Nexus and stuff, so it's more support geared towards the second half of the 5D series. And the cards I've read have been interesting so far. I'm really excited to see what they do, but without further ado, I'm just going to go over each one individually. So we'll start with the main deck Synchron tuners and whatnot, because obviously if they're Synchrons, they're going to be tuners, except for this new one called Wheel Synchron, who's level 5 light machine tuner effect monster, with an attack of 800 and a defense of 1000. So, second and third effect can only be used once per turn. If you use this card on the field as synchro material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. During your main phase, you can normal summon one level 4 or lower monster immediately, but you're locked into synchros for the rest of this turn. Doesn't matter to a synchron deck, so who cares? And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one synchro monster you control, decrease its level by up to 4. So, really, this is the best use of this is going to be being able to summon it off Junk Speeder is nice because it's level 5, but it's also can also be treated as not a tuner, so you have great flexibility with it. I also love the artwork. It's literally just Yusei's bike as a D. Well, you can just see Yusei peering through the helmet. Oh, I love about these cards is that honestly, it's a lot of fan service for a 5Ds fan, and I obviously can't get enough. I'm very surprised that we've got more Stardust theme support already, but this doesn't really translate to the support we got prior with was it Dawn of Majesty, where it was all like the majestic shooting star stuff. This is just more geared towards the the shooting Quasar style. So, but on to the next one. We have a baby power tool dragon. It looks so adorable. But this is Revolution Synchron. It's a level 3 Earth Machine Tuner effect monster with 900 attack and 1400 defense. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per duel. So it's actually once per duel effect, which tuner monsters seem to be a magnet for, really, and I think I can understand why. If you synchro summon a power tool synchro monster or a level 7 or 8 dragon synchro monster, this card in your hand can be used as material, which is quite nice because there's a lot of cool level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monsters, and it also gives Power Tool a bit of a unique blend in the Morphtronic decks because they obviously want to make Power Tool Braver or the regular Power Tool, so that's pretty good. And if this card is in your graveyard and you control a level 7 or higher Synchro monster, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card, and if you do, its levels become 1. So it just gets a glow-up bulb, this style of effect. Very cool card, another great level 3 to summon off Junk Speeder, so you don't have to use Junk Synchron, like your 3 Junk Synchrons as much now. You might not even need to play 3 Junk Synchrons anymore. It might be better just to play like 3 of him, maybe just to open him and ensure it, and then you can search maybe this for later, but really cool. And on to the big daddy is Cosmic Quasar Dragon, so yeah, a blending of the two. Level 12 Light Dragon Synchro Effect Monster, the standard 4K on attack and defense. Materials, 1 tuner synchro monster plus 2 non-tuner synchro monsters. Must first be special summoned with the above synchro materials. Once per turn, you can target face-up cards on the field up to the number of monsters who use synchro materials for this card, plus 1, negate their effects. This effect and its activation cannot be negated, so you get a Forbidden Droplet style effect if you're going second. You can just play through their board, and if you get enough, maybe there's some problematic monster on the board, you can just negate it. If you do it on your opponent's turn, this is even better because you can negate like a field spell, a continuous spell, a bunch of monsters and stuff. So this is definitely a really good Axel Synchro target, which I think is awesome. But what really takes the cake for me? Quick effect, you can banish this Synchro Summon card, special summon 1 Dragon Synchro monster that lists 2 or more non-tuner Synchro monsters as material from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro Summon. So once he's done his job, he just can tag out and then can be treated for treats a big dragon as a synchro monster. So you can go into Blazar for another negation, or Cypher Divine Dragon if you want for a negation of that one. I'd probably go into Blazar 9 times out of 10 with this. Thank you for spoiling that, Dio. But yeah, I'd normally go into Blazar for this stuff, the extra negation. But this is an awesome card. It gives it a lot of interesting leeway for Axel Synchro players on your opponent's turn. Because if they commit to the board and they can't Dark Will you or something, they can't stop your quick play Synchro, you can just summon this and then negate a bunch of their cards. It's a bit obvious what you're probably doing once people figure it out, but I think it's a really good alternative to the styles of negations we had from the other Blazar targets, because the whole negation, multiple attack thing, like, we've got 3 different big boys that do that, so this is definitely a welcome addition, and being able to tag out into any of the others is fantastic. Now, this is the real fan service card for me, and what I'm so glad to see is Akaki Ryu, or the Crimson Dragon in English, so it's level 20, yeah, the Crimson Dragon is actually a Yu-Gi-Oh card now. I've had Ultimate Azulkin and Duel Links Dragon, but no, the Crimson Dragon itself is now a Yu-Gi-Oh card. So I'm so gassed for this. Like, I loved to see it. So 0 attack and 0 defense, just like Zulkin. It's a level 12 light dragon synchro effect monster, because obviously it's a good-natured version. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner monster, so generic, which is dangerous. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 spell trap that mentions the Crimson Dragon from your deck to your hand. Neat. Number 2, quick effect. You can target 1 level 7 or higher Synchro Monster on the field, except the Crimson Dragon. Return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon 1 Dragon Synchro Monster with the same level from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro Summon. So, if you have this and a Quasar, congratulations, you can just target the Quasar, and now you've got a Blazar as well, for like as a best case scenario. But this is just an easy way to get multiple monsters out, like target another dragon, get a bigger dragon. You can make like a Crystal Wing if you've got Stardust out. It's just effectively, this card tutors into any of your Synchros and treats it as a Synchro Summon. So this is an insane card. Like, I think this is definitely the kind of effect that's worthy of the Crimson Dragon. It really is an awesome effect and a fantastic bit of fan service. Generic materials, though, makes me a bit concerned, because there are some really silly Dragon Synchro monsters that require these kind of effects, and I'm looking at cards like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, for example. So we'll have to see how that one goes, but I do, especially with like Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon coming out soon, this could be maybe causing some problems initially and might need some checks on the ban list to deal with it. But it's an awesome card. Definitely the Synchros are... I was a bit miffed when I saw Quasar, I think earlier today. I was like, that doesn't seem that great. But then when I thought about the synchroing on your opponent's turn ability, I was like, okay, right, yeah, that's a lot better. And obviously the tag out effect is fantastic as well. But onto the spells and traps. We have Synchro Overtop. I'm going to spoil it out. It's like Synchro Panic for when you say used it against Zone. So a normal spell, target, you got to use 1 and 2 effects once per turn. Target any number of level 7 and or 8 Dragon Synchro monsters in your graveyard. Special summon them in defense position, but their levels become 1. Their effects are negated. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Synchro monsters. We were doing that anyway. When your Synchro monster is destroyed by a battle, you can banish this card from your GY. Special summon 1 the Crimson Dragon from your extra deck. So that second effect is kind of whatever, because like most of the time your Synchro monsters are not going to be destroyed in battle. But if it is, you can banish this, get a free Crimson Dragon out of it. It might be somewhat decent. I don't really see that when you've got no other Synchros in the graveyard, but whatever. It's nice to have. I think it's just there so you can search it with the Crimson Dragon if you need to, which, you know, is what you'd probably be searching off it. Synchro has actually got a new field spell as well, Synchro World, which is effectively like their version of Speed World. But each time a monster is Synchro summoned, place 2 signal counters on this card. 2, you can remove 4, 7, or 10 signal counters from your field to activate one of these effects, not once per turn, by the way. 4, increase or decrease the level of one face-up monster you control by 1. Not bad. 7, special summon 1 tuner monster from your graveyard. Very nice. And 10, special summon 1 synchro monster from your graveyard. So, with the amount of synchro summoning that Synchrons do, this is pretty easy to get the number of counters up to, like, 4. 7's a bit of an awkward number, but that's because 7 counters in Speed was how you activate one of the effects, so that's fine. So you still need to do like 4 synchros minimum to get that, and 10 for a Synchro Monster Revival is also very nice. You can maybe use like some like Crystal Wing as a synchro material, and then just bring the Crystal Wing back later. And then if this card is controlled and stored by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 the Crimson Dragon from your extra deck. So incentive not to blow it up either. So that's quite nice. I don't know how good it will be, but if you're making multiple synchro summons anyway with TG Hyperlight variant, this could be quite useful, maybe as a one-off, but it's searchable as well, which is quite nice. And Scrap Iron Idol is the last card revealed today. I don't know if this was actually in the... I don't know if there was actually this card was in the anime or not, because there was the Scrap Iron Duelist who used a lot of these Scrap Iron cards. It's like a filler episode, but I don't remember if the Scrap Iron Idol had this Crimson Dragon one. Maybe he did not. I don't remember. That filler episode, I think, is one of the episodes I've watched the least of. But yeah, we now have like a Scrap Iron Crimson Dragon statue. So anyway, enough babbling. Target one of your level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, special summon it, but return it to the extra deck during the end phase. Also after that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. If this set card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one the Crimson Dragon from your extra deck. So, not bad. Definitely being searchable, and having it be popped by your opponent if you like maybe drew this and they suspect it's a potential back row and they blow it up, you get a free Crimson Dragon out of it. I can see that being quite nice. Not sure I'd play it though, because again, it's a combo deck. This just gives you recovery play. With these massive combo decks, we're not caring about recovery. We're caring about going all out and just smashing our opponent with a big combo, and if they out the board, then congratulations, they probably win. But maybe some builds will play. Maybe there's some control build you can build out of it. I mean, the options here provide like a new way to play the Synchron deck. So at bare minimum, if you're playing any version of Synchrons, these two cards are immediately going in. Like, they're too good not to play. I'm really a big fan of Wheel Synchron and Revolution Synchron. I think they're awesome. Cosmic Quasar is very interesting. I like his negation ability being the difference. I didn't like it at first, but now that I've had time to think about it, I think his quick tag ability and combined with this means that you get a really cheeky Synchro summon on your opponent's turn with this, negate a bunch of their stuff, and then just summon a Blazar so they have more problems to worry about. The Crimson Dragon is incredible support for this kind of deck, because being able to just get like a big level 12 out and then Crimson Dragon another one in is just great. But also, it doesn't even have to be a big one. It can just be like a Crystal Wing and then you summon another Crystal Wing, for example, because it doesn't matter if the monster is the same name, you can just summon another Crystal Wing. There's lots of potential here, and every time a level 7 or 8, a level 7 or higher Synchro comes out, you can probably do something with it. Like, again, you could make Shooting Majestic Star, for example, if you're playing that, target that, and then special summon Psychic End Punisher if you so choose. There's so much potential here for some silliness that I think this card might be very sought after by a lot of Synchro players. A lot of potential, especially with like Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon and Baron de Fleur and all that stuff. So Synchro players are eating good tonight. I think this support is very cool and interesting. It does give me a concern about the size of the extra. Now, it's going to be even tighter to play the cards you want to play. Like, you're obviously going to stick with cards like TG Hyper Librarian, Celestial Double Star Shaman, but like, there's going to be so much room now. It's like, what do I play? Black Rose because I need it for like Synchro players and stuff, because of Synchro Overtop and whatnot, because you need like high level Synchro Dragons. There's a lot to consider here. It's going to be something where maybe I'm gassed to play the OG Red Dragon Archfiend or something, or maybe the new one just for shits and kicks. But yeah, lots of experimentation here for people. I'm really excited to see what people are going to come up with. I'm going to be trying this stuff out when it comes out. Not going to test it now because I'm too gassed about some other decks right now. And I'm very excited. I'm very surprised that we're getting more support for Stardust theme, like Stardust Synchrons and stuff already. But I don't know. It's a new. I mean, if we just look at the pack art set, I mean, that is beautiful. I really like the design of this pack art for starters. But yeah, it's the start of a new series. It's Duelist Nexus, and yeah, it's a 5D to start off with. So I don't know, really. It's exciting time for me. I think a lot of it's going to be interesting to see what comes after, because I assume it's just going to be the same sort of style as it was when we started with Rise of the Duelists, because we had Gaia as the cover card for that, and it was all fusion based. And if you watch this video, Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization brought up an interesting point where I think they are reaching a little bit, but they did notice that fusions have kind of been very dominant for the past 3 or so years in the format. With in the first Rise of the Duelists pack, the cover card was fusion, so they kind of thought that maybe this was like that was a fusion era. Maybe they think this will be the Synchro era. I think that's just reaching. It's just there's no evidence to really like support spot. But it's interesting to think about. This is going to be like Konami saying, right, we're going to really support Synchros this series and make them catch up to the other two mechanics, which is very dangerous, because when Synchros get good, they get really silly. So it might be a bit of a worrying time. But I think it's awesome. Really gassed for this new support, especially the Synchrons and the Crimson Dragon. I think are really cool. Cosmic Quasar, I think it's going to be a funny card to really just see your opponent drop on it, and then it tags out into another. That I can't wait. I think that's going to be so funny. It looks awesome though. I think it looks so cool as well. That's the other cool thing. Like, over designed, absolutely, but I don't care. I love my Stardust Dragons, and this is just another big one. So, biggest question I think is if you're going to still play these Shooting Majestic Star Dragon stuff as well as this, because that is a lot of there's a lot going into that deck at that point, and I don't think it's really going to be able to play both that and this stuff as well. Maybe, because this is effectively becoming like Synchro Pile at this point, which kind of fits you say actually, because these cards were just one big junk pile. But yeah, so very excited to see where these come from. And just another note quickly, if we go to the next page, OCG Duelist Card Protector Signer Dragon set. Yeah, we have a Stardust Red Dragon Arch themed, you know, Team 5D themed card accessories coming in the OCG. Why we can't get those is kind of sucky, but hopefully I can maybe try and get one of these because this is awesome. It comes out the day after my birthday, I believe, yeah. So, awesome. 5D's fans have been eating good tonight, and I am really excited to see what people are going to come up with these new stuff. Hopefully nothing too broken that it makes it become meta, and where they're like, Konami like, oh, we're going to have to start banning some cards because we just got Jet Synchro back. Please don't ban him again. But, I don't know. Anyway, I've been a Synchro Fanatic. Thank you for watching, and take care. See you later.